I present to you the history of the railways as explained by the most autistic man in the room. Let's get started. So the Industrial Revolution, right, gave us tons of cool inventions like the light bulb, telegraph, cotton gins, the phone. These things had one thing in common. They were stupid. Get them out of here. I hate all of them. If you want to take a cotton gin from here to here, you had to take this stupid, slow horse car. Look at this moron. Has to take a break every 5 seconds. Get him out of here. We need something bigger, better, and stronger. And all of a sudden, like a light from above, wait for it to darken. Oh my god, it's a steam engine. But we're not there yet. This story takes time. And this story begins on one of the most dingy, dark, decrepit places on planet Earth. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I know, shocking. So in 1829, people in Britain, they're like having a conference meeting because they're freaking out. So they're like Shelley over here is all like, we need a better way to move our coal from our coal mines around. And then Benjamin was all like, what if we build a road, but like with rails? And then Christine was all like, but what are we going to use to pull the wagons? I'm getting real tired of these horses eating all the snacks I packed. So, meanwhile, still in Britain, but like further away, this cool guy named James Watt was like, yo guys, I just invented the steam engine. And people in Britain were like, Eureka, let's have a competition to see which of us 4 engineers can build the best steam engine. And thus began the Rain Hail trials. Choose your fighter. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, count them, trains in these trials, those being Novelty, Perseverance, Stephenson's Rocket, and Sans Peril. Anyway, take your bets. Who do you think's gonna win? Alright, you locked it in? Alright. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so Stephenson's Rocket was fine. Congratulations, you did it. You made the first commercial steam engine. Yippee. And this spawned the amazing, the incredible Liverpool and Manchester Railway, one of the first railways in the world. Britain saw this railway, and they were like, yo bro, give me some of that. And they went, to this. Anyway, so Stephenson's Rocket was great, but it had a few flaws. So Stephenson's Rocket, get him out of here. We need something bigger. We need something stronger. And we need something with significantly thicker thighs for the journeys ahead. So now we need to ask ourselves, get this blueprint over here, how do steam engines even work? Well, you take a tank of water with a pipe leading out of it, and a hollow rotating ball with 2 pipes leading out of that. Now all you have to do is heat up the water, therefore causing it to boil. Steam forms, goes out of the pipes into the tubes, and therefore causes rotation. Strap a bunch of mechanical bullcrap to that, you get this. So congratulations, you now kind of know how a steam locomotive works. Cool transition. Rail gauges. Rail gauges is the distance between the rails. There are 4 standardized gauges today, those being broad gauge, standard gauge, meter gauge, and narrow gauge. But back in the olden days, they didn't have that. So over in Britain, these people were using 3-foot gauge, these people using 4-foot gauge, these weirdos over here using 2-foot gauge. So you could not take an engine from here to here because they use different rails, which, as you can imagine, complicated things quite a bit. Oh god. Yeah. So 1830s to 1840s, I forgot to say, pay attention to these little things in the corner. The rest of the world saw Britain. They were like, yo bro, give me some of that. And then everyone made their own flavors of train. American trains were bigger because of course they were. German ones were more industrial looking with their signature red and black paint job. Japanese ones were pretty cool looking with their wide lining and big smoke deflectors. French trains were a little funky with their more comical designs. And the Swiss trains... Oh god. So, with all this new popularity of steam engines, there was controversy. People thought, oh, they're taking my jobs. They're gonna make my farm animals go insane. And then at the high speeds of 30 miles an hour, they thought women would just go. I couldn't include the flying uterus part because that would definitely not be accepted in my school. They thought trains were challenging God himself, but the big man didn't have much to say on the matter, so they kept making trains. So, cool guy in Britain. Meanwhile, meanwhile in 1863, still in Britain, this cool guy's like, yeah, man, city super crowded. I don't know where we could fit a railway. And then all of a sudden, he got an idea of where to put the steam in. You get what I mean. So there were subterranean railways for more urban areas. I'm pretty sure these transformed into subway railways. And then America showed up, and it was like, yo, bro, it's freedoming time. And they manifested their destiny all over the place. Killed a bunch of natives, made a bunch of railroads, made the world's first transcontinental railroad. Took a ballard picture of it. Amen, yay. This happened in 1869, by the way. Man, my train's super late. I wonder where it is. Do you guys hear something? Oh, God! Oopsie. So, yeah. The Montparnasse derailment of 1895. This is when we realized, hey, having these 100-ton machines flying across the tracks with little to no safety inspections or maintenance checkups was probably a bad thing. So we decided to make our engines a lot safer for the near future. So congratulations, we're moving on to the 1900s. But wait, we've got 140 years worth of information, and your feeble little minds could probably use a refresher. So let's look at everything we know. Britain, James Watt, Stephenson's rocket, rail gauges, Britain, James Watt, Stephenson's rocket, how steam engines work, rail gauges, stupid Swiss trains, transcontinental railroad, the Montparnasse derailment. Caught up yet? No, too bad. We're moving on to the 1900s. So you know what that means. Get these old things out of here. We need something even bigger, even stronger, and with far, far thicker thighs for the journeys ahead. But did you think that was all, you naive manglet? No, we also what is that? So the car was invented in 1901, I'm pretty sure, or so really late 1800s, like 1890s. But it doesn't really matter. Get this thing out of here. In 1912, Germany and Switzerland banded together to make the world's first diesel locomotive. Wowie, I wonder we'll see more of those in the future. Now, are you guys ready for World War I? Engineers are trying to build trains, but America's preoccupied at the moment, so the USRA comes and saves the day with these easy-to-make standardized trains. Less time building trains and more time building weapons. Salute to your fallen soldiers, men. Salute to your fallen soldiers. Anyway, 1920, stock market crash because of the Great Depression. We have to take inspiration from this artistic museum World Fair. I don't really know what this is. To make these cool streamlined shells for our trains, and they actually worked out pretty well. And honestly, in my personal opinion, they do look kind of cool. And then we got some beautiful designs for our steam engines, but this could not stop the creeping dread that was the car. America was betraying its most beloved form of transportation. Blow it up again, blow it up a third time. At this time, Britain has around 120 railways, and obviously the government's going absolutely crazy trying to organize it all, so they put it into just 4 different sections of trains. So, anyway, Soviets are here. They see America's cool new 9000 class train, but they're like, I can do better. So they make the Soviet AA-20, and they tried so hard to be bigger than America that they went too big. Yeah. Trigger warning, World War II, and all this stuff, all that the subject entails. Holocaust. Trains were used to support troops in the battle. They served as valuable bombing targets, and giant railway cannons were made to make enemy bases into Swiss cheese. So in 1945, near the end of the war, a father by the name of Wilbur Awdry is talking to his sick veteran son Christopher Awdry, and Christopher's all like, "Rah, tell me a story," and then Wilbur's all like, "Sit tight, bucko," and he told them a story about trains with faces that go on adventures and reinforce strangely from religious beliefs, Thomas the Tank Engine. And it got a little popular. Oh, God. 1948, this random narrow gauge railway in Wales is like facing Rich of Closer because they're freaking broke. So Wilbert shows up and he's like, "Yo, this place is really cool," and he wrote a book about it. And that book got so popular that a bunch of people funded the restoration of the railway and made it the world's first preserved railway. 1960s come by, car stocks are on the rise, and oh no, the train stocks are going down, and it's all because of the car. But Japan made the first ever bullet train this year, and people were like, "Yo, that's really cool. We should start making bullet trains." And then Britain got all fed up with all their steam engine sucking, so they threw them all away and replaced them with diesel engines. August 20th, 1963 was the most important date in railway history. James Watt, Stephenson's rocket, Transcontinental Railroad, it's all been building up to this. Every crash, every derailment, every mile of track laid upon this earth has all been preparation for this one magnificent, monumental moment, and that is the millionth boxcar of lettuce. I know, it's so amazing. Agricultural people love it, and if you're an agricultural fan, you'll love it too. Anyway, 1980s, Cold War. America is like, "Eureka, this is a perfect time to test my super secret, duper secret, ultra mega secret nuclear missile launching boxcar. Get a picture right there. It's right there. It's super secret." And Russia will never suspect a thing because we never ended up using them. There we go. 1984, our friend Wilbert's back, and he teams up with the late Croft, and they join forces to make the Thomas and Friends TV series with 24 seasons and 584 episodes. Oh my God. Now, if I had a nickel for every underwater train tunnel that opened in 1994, I'd have 2 nickels, which, isn't a lot, but it's weird that happened twice. In 2010, China makes one of the world's last steam locomotives for, no reason. I mean, they had enough engines at the time, obviously. Look at all these. Let's go see how Japan's doing. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. So they went a little bullet train crazy. Anyway, to end things off now, the Union Pacific Railroad Company finds this old steam locomotive in their back shed. They're like, "Man, that thing looks like crap. I should probably fix it." So they grab that thing, throw it in the workshop, along with 7 construction workers, 5 billion metal pipes, the finest toolkit ever, and at least 3 child sacrifices. And after hard, laborious work, oh my God, it's so amazing that it's glowing. We've finally found it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the biggest engine, the strongest engine, and the engine which possesses the thickest thighs known to man, the Union Pacific Big Boy. Yes, that's its actual name. So, yeah, thank you for listening to me yap about trains again. Sebastian is not here. What is that? Oh no. Oh no. Oh my God. Thank you for Mechanist for making the original video about trains.